back, y'all.
What's up, man?
I'm saying the world been a long time, man.
Yeah, man.
Boy, King.
JP.
We back in this thing, man. Drinking beer, watching sports. We ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Just going crazy in the world, y'all. That's it. That's it. How y'all doing out there?
I hope everybody good, man. This gonna be a special edition tonight, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This ain't gonna be our norm.
Yeah.
You know, man. We may lose a couple of y'all after this. Who knows? But it is what it is. Y'all know there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, man. It's time people start being real, man. Start acting fake about stuff, man, and really talk about what's really going on and what's really happening, man. All the smoke and mirrors going on, man. And,
Yeah, man.
you know, we ain't got time for that, man. But you know, we always just hit them.
Yeah, it's Florida State. And by the way, shouts out, man. I love them. I Can't Breathe and Black Lives Matter jerseys and edits, whoever did all that, man. It shows you, man. Florida State is a leading university. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we do. You know, we handle our business, fixed it, and now we lead it.
I'm talking about quick fix. Like 24 hours, man. Everything was boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
All the players good.
Yeah,
everything went good. And they got another commit today.
Marion Cooper, shouts out to you.
Shout out, man. You know what I mean? That's 6 in a month, dog. Like, I don't know who else on fire. I don't really check everybody else like that. I don't really care about them like that. But I just know we on fire. I know that for sure.
Speaking on fire, Mr. Sweeney.
Dabo, what they call him.
I don't know, like, what your plan is. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. I know whatever your plan is, it ain't working.
It ain't working, bro.
It ain't working. This ain't the time for silence. And I think it's sad when you look at it and your young quarterback is the one being the mouthpiece for Clemson right now.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that way.
Shouldn't be that way, man.
You know, you got players talking about, old players talking about Dabo, nigga this and nigga that, and, you know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna be honest though, it ain't surprising though.
No, he look like,
Dabo to me, they look like he, want to say nigga anyway.
Man, they ain't Dabo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always been a thing for me anyway. But, young people trying to step up and, step in and stuff of that nature, man. So it's good, I think those older heads got to be able to, guide them and, make sure they doing it the right way and, whatever. But you can't apologize about how you feel about nothing. I would never tell nobody to apologize how they feel.
Nah, man.
However you feel, man, that's how you feel. Do your thing.
And let me say this. I want to, before we really jump into this whole, the NFL and all that stuff. I want to make sure we understand something. And a lot of you who are listening right now, you gonna understand exactly what I mean, but a lot of you are not. So we're gonna paint this picture for you. This isn't new.
Right.
None of this is new. First of all, obviously, rest in peace to George Floyd and Ms. Taylor and Ron. But also so many nameless people who never made the news. So many people who maybe they didn't get killed, but maybe they just got arrested for no reason or pulled over for no reason, myself included.
You know what I'm saying?
The reality is this. This is our life.
Yeah.
This is our norm.
Yeah.
Every decision I make, I have to consider my race before I make that decision. Even to the point, naming my kids.
Yeah, man.
Had to consider what do I want to name them to give them a chance without being labeled already just by their name. Those are things that other people have to worry about.
They don't even think about it. It don't never even cross their mind.
I have an 11-year-old son, and I have to teach him way different rules than my neighbor has to teach his 11-year-old son. And it's not fair, it's not right, but it is what it is. So, we're the country is in an uproar right now because it was on video. But there's so many that never make video. This is how life is. And I think we as people, we just retired. We're tired of being tired.
Yeah. It's nothing new, man. It's all things considered. I know. I didn't see it. Sean was telling me that she saw, superintendent was on CNN or NBC or something that day. He was talking about even in his neighborhood. For those of you guys who don't know, we're Palm Beach County, so our school superintendent is a black man.
Yes.
And he was on the news today talking about how in his own neighborhood today, how he has to make sure that he makes moves, in this regard or that regard. Like basically, if he doesn't have on a suit, that he's questioned in his own neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like today, you know what I mean? This man is a superintendent of our school. Saying things like in his own neighborhood, like he would never wear a hood in his own neighborhood or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So and I get it. And I appreciate the support and all that, but like my dog said, this is nothing new for us, man. We live this. We've been in personal situations with the police, you know what I'm saying? When we done got pulled over and be like, yo, dog, I don't know who you gonna call, who we gonna call it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we know, like, we're all right, but the fact that we get pulled over by these cats, we don't know how it's gonna go. Right. And so these are things that, white people don't have to think about. There was a white lady on TV today, and I was looking at Sandra Bland thing again, and she was saying, like, she knows for a fact that if it was her, she would not have gotten pulled out the car like that. You know what I'm saying? She would not have been questioned about a cigarette and all that kind of stuff because she's white. She know that. Yeah. She lived that. You know what I'm saying? She lived that. That's her truth just as much as all this craziness that be happening to us is our truth.
It's our truth.
You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate to see all the races come together for this one cause. But also, I want to address our flag. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, because I know there's been an issue, and I think that a lot of America missed the point. The flag says one nation under God with life, liberty, and justice for all. Well, if there's not justice for all, and it's not liberty for all, it's hard to pledge to something that doesn't follow what is stated to follow. Right. I think a lot of people don't understand that dating back to the World War, there was a lot of African Americans in that war and came back home to face injustice. Mm-hmm. Came back home not as heroes. Came back home and was misused, mistreated, abused, not recognized. So this has been an ongoing thing. It ain't got nothing to do with disrespecting the military. It has nothing to do with disrespecting those people who fight every day. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the simple fact that justice is supposed to be for everybody, not the select few. And the reality is it is not. Right. The reality is it has not been. It historically has not been. And just in any case.
Yeah, in any case.
How does anybody, truth be told, who does not believe in racism, how does anybody who does not believe in the caste system, how does anybody who does not believe in injustice, there's something that says justice. Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense. You would be a fool, honestly, to do so. You know what I mean? Like, if you've ever been a part of any type of organization or whatever, and you have to take an oath or anything like that or whatever, if you're doing those things, if you're believing in those words and that oath or whatever, and then something on the contrary happens, that doesn't apply to that oath or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then you have an issue with that. Yep. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? You gotta have an issue with that. If it's justice for all and it's not justice for all, you're gonna have an issue with that. Yeah. Like, what human doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, they can miss me with all that extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it just doesn't make any sense.
I just don't make it about something that's not about.
Right.
It's about, is the flag, is our country holding up to the standards that the flag says we are? Right. And I think that's a very easy answer.
Right.
No.
Right. Right.
It is.
Right.
And that's not on the flag, that's on the country. That's on the people. And so, I want to make sure because, we have this man who I feel has been so blackballed, has been so misused, abused, talked about, slandered, and all he was trying to do was bring awareness in a peaceful way, by the way, in a very peaceful manner, to what's going on in the world. I think a lot of people forget when Colin first took a knee, he wasn't in the front doing it.
He wasn't.
He was in the back.
Right.
It was about how he felt.
How he felt. That's it. That's it.
Media made it to what it became. But when he first took a knee, he was taking a knee well before we even saw it on TV.
Right. Before it became.
Which tells you he wasn't looking for publicity. He believed in something. And it's interesting because I was listening to, coming home last night from work, I was listening to 106.3, man, ESPN radio, and there's this hammer thrower on the Pan Am Games team. She won, and when she won, on the podium, she put up the fist. A day later, she got suspended. A day later.
Oh man!
But then the U.S. International Olympic Committee came out and said, like this past week, that we stand for everybody, we stand for justice, we stand. And she was outraged.
She should have been
because they didn't stand for her.
Right. They just jumping on what's popular. Yeah, what's popular right now.
And, we don't want no bandwagons.
We don't want no bandwagons.
It stay popular right now.
Right.
It's a break from Corona.
Right. It's another,
But when y'all get over this, because you will, we still gotta live it.
We'll still be black.
We still gotta live it.
Still gotta live it. We're talking about police or any other people who oppress other people or whatever, or oppress people of color. We black 365 days of the year, 24/7. Whether you're a black, white, whatever police officer, you're only that job, 40 hours a week. Or you work overtime on those 60 hours a week or whatever. You take out a uniform, man, you are, whatever you are. And so we have these interactions with the police or any other people who, are oppressing us. We shouldn't have to feel like, this could be our last day on earth. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to feel that way. But we have to operate that way in order to make sure we come on our families. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love our kids just like, anybody else love their kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy because we've been conditioned to have to react a certain way from when we was young, you know what I'm saying, and have interactions with the police and stuff like that. It's a terrible thing. We have to have conversations with our kids that other races don't have to have. Don't even think to have. That we have to really have.
And to take it even further, not even just our kids, but specifically our boys.
Specifically our boys.
It's conversations that no man should have to have with his son about how to stay alive at 10 or 8 or 9 or 11. No man should have to tell his son to do above and beyond what the law says to do in order to stay alive. And I hope you understand what I just said. That's a hurt to even have that conversation. But it's one that has to happen. When I see lights in back of me, my first thought is not, I'm about to get a ticket. My first thought is, I will gladly take a ticket, even if I'm not wrong.
That's right. I want a ticket.
I'd rather have a ticket than die. That should not be normal.
And unfortunately, that is our norm.
That's our norm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm praying I get a ticket.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay. I'll take it. Whatever. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm just trying to go home.
That's it.
I can fight that later or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's sad, man, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but again, I appreciate people trying to step up, you know, and say this and all that or whatever, but it's not new. You know, you know, Roger Goodell wanna be apologetic and all of that. Okay, well, apologize to Cap.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Do something with Cap. You know, like you said, I think your idea was great. I think, you know what I'm saying, put him on some type of committee or something. Yeah. If you're not gonna let him play football, yeah, do something with Cap, but don't get on TV and, you know, we weren't listening before and all this kind of junk or whatever. Like this is new.
And a better question is that, why weren't you listening before?
What makes you listen now? Why is this different?
Did you think it wasn't real, or are you only saying this because you feel the pressure by the media, by everything that's going on, that everybody's giving some kind of statement that you just feel like, oh well, I kind of have to now?
Well, I think it's this. Okay, 70% of the players in the NFL are black. You got the youngest MVP, you know, ever, Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? He done already came out and said what he had to say about it or whatever. So he's the face of the league right now. So it's like, well, I gotta say something now. You know what I mean? The black man who my MVP and all that, he said something. So now I gotta say something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think it really is. It's business. It ain't. He can't tell me because he can't be done. You know what I mean? Like there's no way. The way it's coming out like this is something new. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. So I feel like it's a business move. Yeah. It's a smart business move. Yeah. In terms of business, it's a smart thing to do. But it's not. I think it's disingenuous. It ain't genuine.
And I think there's a lot of good people out there. A lot of you are good people. Mm-hmm. What needs to transpire? Well, two major things. Mm-hmm. One major thing that needs to transpire is dialogue. You cannot be afraid to have those difficult conversations. Mm-hmm. You cannot be afraid to have those conversations that will make you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Because the reality is that things don't change when you're in your comfort zone. Things only change when you're uncomfortable. That's why when we're growing up, we go through what's called growing pains, because our body's no longer comfortable, and that's what's allowing us to grow. Right. Stop being afraid to have these difficult conversations. Ask questions. Mm-hmm. Ask. Mm-hmm. Stop assuming. I was always told when I was younger that when you assume, you make an ass of yourself. Sure. Stop assuming. Sure. Because there's so many things that if you ask, there's so many things if you dialogue, there's so many things if you talk about, that you will never understand what it's like to be black. But what you will have is sympathy for an everyday black person.
You'll definitely have a better understanding. You'll definitely have a better understanding. So
have those dialogues.
Yeah.
Stop walking around saying, okay, you know, me and my black friend, we cool. But you ain't never really talked to him about real stuff. Right. You never talked to her about real stuff. You never asked, what is your life like? You never asked those questions. Why? Because it didn't concern you. Yeah. So have those dialogues. That's number one. But number two, blue. Blue, you gotta police blue.
Yeah, you do.
You gotta start policing each other. All the protesting, all the marching in the world is not going to change things if y'all don't start policing each other.
That's right. Those who know what's right, you know what I'm saying, they see things not being done right, y'all gotta speak up and say something. I mean, you gotta do something. Mm-hmm. You have to. You can't just. I mean, I get it. You know, y'all own little fraternity. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. You know, but when it comes to human injustices, you know, you're a human first, man. Yeah. You are a human first. Yeah. You know, imagine if it was your child. Mm-hmm. You know, you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so you have to think in those terms. You know what I'm saying? Would you want the police, you know, snatching your child out of the car? Would you want your child to be on their way back to their dorm room, in the car chilling, and the police smashing your child's window, tase them, snatch them out of the car, lock them up? Would you want it to happen to your child?
No.
You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want it to happen to your child, then when you see your fellow officer doing that to another child or another person, you need to step up and say something.
Yeah. And you ain't got to make that public, by the way.
You don't. What there's a
lot of stuff you can do privately. We both play sports. A lot of y'all out there play sports. You already know that one teammate who did something that made y'all have to do extra gases.
Right.
You know that one teammate that did something that made y'all have to do extra suicides. You know that person. You ain't saying nothing in front of him and coach, but what you did do when y'all got back to the locker room, you took care of business.
That's right. You warmed that ass up.
And it took care of the situation.
Yeah.
So, you know, you ain't got to go on TV to do it. You ain't got to go on CNN and everything. You can take care of it in house. Because one thing about it, good cops know who the good cops are.
Right.
But they also know who the bad cops are.
Right.
And y'all got to start policing each other. That's where we will begin to see the change.
We'll begin to see the change, man.
We'll see it.
Yeah.
It's a difficult job, no lie, no doubt. But I heard somebody say this. Well, the police don't never know who they about to pull over, and that's true.
Okay.
But as black men, we never know who on the other side of that either.
Right.
But the difference between the two situations, y'all chose to be police. We ain't choose this.
That's right. That's right.
You have a weapon on you that you have been trained and taught and encouraged to use whenever you feel threatened. We don't have the same chance. So yes, I understand that it's a dangerous job, but it's a job that, quite frankly, you chose.
Right.
You chose that.
And, you know, there has to be better vetting of people. And it's a whole systemic thing, too, because, you know, you're a police officer for 20 years or whatever. You know, you see a lot of stuff. You know, you see death, and you see, you know, you might be involved in some shootouts. You might have, you know, whatever. You see a lot of stuff. There should be some type of rotation or something going on, too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't. You can do your 20 years or whatever, that's fine, but I think at certain points, like maybe it's even within your
in the streets.
Yeah, it can't be in the streets, man. It's like, because you become, you know, what your mind formulates, you know, that you see and all that kind of stuff. You know, like with college environments, if you see murder and death and all that stuff all the time and all that kind of stuff, you know, your mind jacked up.
Yeah.
So it might be even within the 8-hour shift or the 10-hour shift. Maybe you do a little bit of road work, you do a little bit of paperwork, you do, you know what I'm saying? Go do some traffic. Do a little bit of that as opposed to just being, you know, on the beat for, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours, and you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, it has to be, this mental health thing is,
it's serious.
It's serious, you know what I'm saying? And so it got to be systemic change, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, people got to take a real assessment of themselves too.
That's what it is.
They got to take a real assessment.
It's an individual choice.
It's an individual choice. I think about Corey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Corey on the side of the road and broke down, you know what I'm saying? And called a tow truck, you know what I'm saying? He should. The police officer roll up on him, ask me he needs some help. He like, no, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. So he should have left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But nothing else to do.
What else to do? The man said he was straight. So why you still there? Why you still messing with the man? You know what I mean? Because he wanted to mess with that man. See, them type of people, you know what I'm saying? He should, you know what I'm saying?
And to that, we all know who those type of people are.
Yep. They can't tell you they know people like that.
We know those people. And you may not know them in your workplace, but you know them in your family.
That's right.
You know them in terms of your inner circle. You know, because you know the conversation that you have in private. You know, the reality is this, man. We didn't choose this just as you didn't choose you.
Right.
None of us were given a choice in terms of what race we would be. None of us given a choice in terms of what what gender we would, be born as. None of us given those choices. Who our parents would be. None of us given a choice. Whether we would be born into money or born into poverty. None of us given those choices.
Right.
And so, understanding that at the end of the day, man, we are a race, human race. And we all will either win together or we're going to lose together. It hurts me when I see everything that's going on because, some people may look at it like, oh, that's so cool, everybody come together for, BLM, but the reality is that in 2020, this shouldn't be necessary. In 2020, this should be the last thing we're worried about is, Black Lives Matter. That's the last thing we should be worried about right now. I'm missing my sports right now.
Right. I'm
missing my Florida State Seminoles right now. I'm missing my Lakers right now.
Right.
The last thing we should be worried about right now is Black Lives Matter. In 2020, we got a whole quote-unquote pandemic out there.
And this is what we dealing with.
This is what we dealing with.
This is what we dealing with, man.
In broad daylight, at least back in the 60s and stuff like that, man, they would do that junk at night.
Right. Now? And they know cameras. They know everybody got cameras.
What does that tell you? If that don't tell you something, you're not human. So understanding that we have a long way to go. I've heard people say, well, at least we're progressing. Where?
I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we are progressing.
I really don't.
Not when, even with this case that's about to come up, I am not convinced at all that he'll be found guilty.
I'm more convinced, I'm more on the side that he won't.
Yeah,
I just expect that.
It's already been set up, and we shouldn't expect that.
You know what I'm saying? It's you know how it goes. You know how to get smoke and mirrors, man. It don't matter. It's always, let's see what the toxicology report say, and boom, boom, or whatever, but whether this man was smoking crack, whether he had just got through doing whatever, had nothing to do with the situation that happened to him at that moment. It had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
At the end of the day, a counterfeit $20 bill does not equal death.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't equal death.
Matter of fact, I screenshot. There's a dude on Twitter, white dude. I can't remember his name, but I got it on the phone. It was on our thing. I think it was on our thing, and he was talking about that. He said that him and George both got accused of trying to pass a 20. You saw that?
Yeah, he said that for him, it's a story he can tell with his friends.
Yeah, at a party. Yeah, a funny story he can tell with his friends at a party. But for George, it was a death sentence. He said that's the definition of white privilege. Yeah. And this is a white guy saying that.
And so, as we get ready to conclude, I want you to understand that we ain't mad. What we're doing is trying to inform you. We're using our platform. The reality is that we all have a platform. We're using our platform to just give you a little insight about what all of this is really about.
Right.
When we get off this camera, when we finish this show, and I get ready to head home, I know for a fact that I have to think that I have to drive a certain way. That I have to make sure I don't look a certain way.
Yeah.
That I make sure that if a cop goes next to me, that I really keep my face forward, because one way or the other, I'm going to look guilty. Yeah. So those are things I have to play in my head before I even get in my car. That's not some people's norm.
And this is our norm, like every day, all day.
Yeah. If I had labeled this show, that's what I'd probably label it. Our norm.
Yeah. Straight up.
Because that's what it is. It's our norm. We watch sports to really get away from our norm.
Yeah. Really.
We drink
this.
That's
the pleasure.
To get away from our norm.
Yeah. Yeah. Reality is a mug, man.
It's our reality.
It's a mug, man. We carry the weight on our shoulders as black men. We do. they're so fearful of us, man. You know, it doesn't take much, man, for them to feel like, you know, we're gonna do something or whatever the case may be. And let me say this too, real quick too. We're the only race, and I said this the other day, we're the only race of people where one of us, or the actions of one of us, speaks for the entire race, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And that's totally not fair. This is not fair. If you see that, you know, a black person has done something wrong, now the entire race of black people are like that. You know, and it's just that's not right. It's not accurate in any sense for any race of anything. You know what I'm saying? No more than, you know, one black person speaking for everybody either. You know what I'm saying? Like their opinion being for, you know, everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not that, but we're the only race that has to bear that burden. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you want to talk to me and want to know what I think about X, Y, Z. Okay, cool. When I give you my opinion, this is what I think.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not speaking for my entire race because, you know, other people may feel different. You know, I can generalize, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but other people may feel differently. But we're the only race that has to bear that burden. You know what I mean? When we walk into a store or whatever, no matter what, it's automatically assumed, you know, X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? Just automatically, based on what you think black people are. You know what I'm saying? But white people don't have to go through that. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to take that into consideration, man. We're talking about reform, and we're talking about trying to really make a change and all this other kind of stuff. This is what we really live with 24/7, 365 days a year. Yeah.
It's life. But with all that being said, don't want to be nothing else. Don't want to be nothing else.
Proud.
Very proud,
I'm
man.
a proud black man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Very
I'm proud,
black man.
Proud, man.
No,
Love it. Proud.
But yeah, things need to change. I hope that, you know, anybody who listen, that you learned something. Let me say this too. I'm always open for dialogue. Okay, if you want to hit us up on Twitter, if you want to hit us up on Instagram, if you want to hit us up, man, we'll chop it up, man. We'll send you our phone numbers and we'll chop it up, because you learn by asking questions. You learn by conversing, conversating. You learn through dialogue. This is not nearly enough, but hopefully this is at least to pop open the can. But if you want to ever talk, you know, if you got a question, man, we open to it, man. We love doing this.
Yeah, definitely open to it.
We love doing this, man. We are rarity. It's not a lot of us even into craft beer, as you already know.
That's true.
You know, so that tells you itself that, you know, we're not cookie cutters.
Right.
You know, we're not all the same.
Not all cut from the same cloth, man. Just not.
When we go outside, none of that matters. And that is the problem.
Right.
That none of those other things matter.
Right.
You know, my degree don't matter. My level of education does not matter. My financial status does not matter. Well, the only thing that matters, unfortunately, to some people is my skin. And that's unfortunate.
Well, until next time.
Yep.
Make sure you drink some beer, watch the sports when they come back on.
Yep.
July 31st, NBA.
Oh, we back.
You know what I'm saying? You know my dog, a Laker fan. You know my Blazers fan. We both in the Western Conference. You know, we're gonna see how
we may meet up, man.
We might meet up. We might meet up.
I'm a little nervous about it.
I got Nurk back.
So,
Nurk is back.
I see that.
So mad about it. Don't forget about these guys.
Yeah.
Y'all better watch out when this thing comes out. And if the game is definitely still going to be on, we already got our tickets. We're going to be in the A.
We'll be in the A.
West Virginia got it coming.
Yep.
Everybody got it coming. It's coming back. It's coming back. Seminoles coming back, man. They got it coming. So we'll see what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? But until the end, like my dog say, man, ask questions. You know, let's open up this dialogue and let's really try to
fix
fix it, like for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got kids out here, man, and we need to try to build this thing for them, man. and make sure that this thing is straight when you leave.
Yeah.
So they can be straight. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
let's talk. You know what I'm saying?
You know where to find us. All right.
JP,
Chicken Media,
yeah.
Watch Sports, JP.
Ha!